This is a review for your quiz for Chapter 8. We want to know, name two angles that are vertical angles. So remember, when we're listing angles, you need to do angle. So we know which angle you're talking about, not just numbers. So if I name two vertical angles, vertical are opposite of each other. So angle 1 and angle 3. Those are opposite each other. Those are vertical angles. But there's also another angle, vertical angles that are angle 4 and angle 2 are vertical angles. Adjacent angles, remember, they share the same vertex and a common side. So I can name angle 4, angle 1, those are adjacent. Angle 1, angle 2 are adjacent. Angle 3 and angle 4 are adjacent. Oh, and I left angle 2 and angle 3 out. Okay, so I just listed 4 adjacent angles. And then this one. So these are adjacent, these are adjacent, these are adjacent, and those are adjacent. Okay, same vertex, common side. They have to touch and not overlap. Classify the angle as acute, right, obtuse, or straight. This line right here, CBA, this is a straight line. This angle is 90 degrees, so it is a right angle. This angle would be less than 90 degrees, so it's acute. And this one is larger than 90 degrees, so it is obtuse. Okay. Now we need to identify if they are complementary, supplementary, or neither. When you have two angles that come together and they're going to make 45 degrees and 45 degrees is a 90-degree angle, they're going to be complementary. Remember, when two angles come together and they complement each other because it's the right thing to do, it's a complementary angle. And then the next angle, we have a 90 degrees angle here, 90 degrees angle there, so that's going to add up to be 180. When two angles add up to be 180, they're supplementing each other to make a complete line. So it's supplementary. And then our last one, again, we have 110 plus 70 is going to be 180. From angle to angle, they supplement each other to make a straight line. Supplementary is 180, so it's supplementary. And now let's look at the equations, writing and solving for x. Remember, when you add up all three angles of a triangle, they give you 180. So 42 plus 90, we know this is 90 because it's a right angle, plus x equals 180. You have to have three angles to make up a triangle, which would be 180. So 42 plus 90 would be 132 plus x equals 180. You're down to a one-step equation. To get x by itself, you want to subtract 132. So your x would equal 48. Okay. Remember, this review is not mandatory. It's just going to help you for your quiz tomorrow. And so with the next triangle, we have three angles. X plus 22 plus 140 equals 180. You have to have three angles add up to be 180. Make sure you do not leave an angle off. And if I add 22 plus 40, it's going to be 162. Oops, it's a plus there. X plus 162 equals 180. You're down to a one-step equation. You want to get x by itself, so you're going to subtract 162. And then x should be 18. Remember, you can always go back and check your answers. Go back in and plug in 18 for x and make sure it adds up to 180. Over here, you could put 48 in and make sure it adds up to 180. Okay, for our last one, again, there's no number there, but this lets me know this is a 90 degrees angle. It's a right angle. So I'll have x plus 17 plus 90 equals 180. So 90 plus 17 give you 107 equals 180. I need to get x by itself, so I need to subtract 107. So x should equal 73. To check yourself, plug x back into the original formula here, your equation, and see if you get 180 when you add them all up. And now for the area of a circle. Round to the nearest tenth. Okay, area equals pi r squared. Remember, when you square something, it's that number times itself. It's not the diameter, it's the radius. So in this circle, it gave us the radius of 4. And we're going to use 3.14 times 4 squared. Okay, so 3.14 times 16, 4 times 4 is 16. When you multiply that out, you should get 50.24 inches squared. And for the next one, do not let it fool you. They're giving you the diameter. As soon as you see this, I would go and draw another line to put your radius. Your radius is going to be 21. So in my formula, it's going to be 3.14 times 21 squared. 3.14, 21 squared is going to be 441. When you multiply that out, you should get 1,384 times 0.74. Round to the nearest tenth. This one is not going to round, so it's going to be 1,384.7 yards squared. This last one is a composite figure. Okay, we just talked about this. This little rectangle on the bottom here is 2 feet tall. Okay, so let's take our semicircle, find the area of the semicircle, which is pi r squared divided by 2, because it's only half of a circle, plus your rectangle, which is length times height, or length times width. Okay, so let's fill in, I might run out of room here. Pi r squared, so 3.14, and it told you your radius right here was 5 squared, plus 2 times Now, if this part's 5, this part would be 5. So the whole is 10. And then you had to divide by 2. Don't forget that. So when you do all this math, because I'm running out of room here, you should have 39.25 plus 20. And that should give you 59.25. However, when you round to the nearest tenth, it's going to be 59.3 feet squared. Okay? So that's just a quick review. These are not the exact problems on your quiz. I just wanted to give you something to help you with your quiz because our quiz grades are pretty low. I hope this helped, and good luck on the quiz tomorrow.